Tyler Marie Thomas was an aspiring teacher from Nebraska and was born on September 7, 1991. After she graduated from Omaha High School, she went off to Peru State College in Peru, Nebraska, where she became the captain of the school's dance team. On December 3, 2010, Tyler attended an off campus party. It is reported that at the party she was seen taking several shots and got pretty drunk. During the party, she got into a fight with her best friend and was asked to leave. I'm not really sure if this was a physical or a verbal fight, but Tyler left from the party alone. Not too long before 1:30 a.m., Tyler sent a text to her friend stating that she was lost, despite the fact that someone had spotted her by the town water tower, which was just 100 feet away from her dorm building around the same time. But Tyler never made it back into the building and has never been seen again. Her friends became concerned when she didn't arrive to her dorm that morning. When Tyler left the party, she was not only intoxicated, but it was super cold that night, and she was not wearing a coat. Tyler was reported missing at 3 a.m. that morning. The search for Tyler was unsuccessful, but within a few days, investigators already had a person of interest, Joshua Keetle. Joshua Keetle was a 29-year-old South Carolina native that attended many universities before enrolling at Peru State College. Joshua and Tyler went on one date, but she wasn't that into him, and she even told friends that she was trying to avoid him. 6 days after Tyler's disappearance, Joshua was arrested for felony rape and false imprisonment after another woman told police that he had sexually assaulted her 3 times on October 31st, which is just a little over a month before Tyler disappeared. Another woman came forward stating that Joshua sexually assaulted her as well in 2008 when she had spent the night at a university he was attending. At the time, the young woman was only 15, so Joshua was charged with first-degree sexual assault of a minor in that case. In addition, authorities charged him with indecent exposure due to Joshua allegedly exposing himself to a woman in April of 2010. Initially, Joshua told the police that he'd seen Tyler walking down the street on the night of her disappearance, but didn't speak to her. Later, the story changed, and he stated that Tyler got into his car and they drove to the Missouri River so they could smoke some bud. According to reports, Joshua stated that Tyler agreed to perform a sexual act on him in his vehicle in exchange for a ride to Omaha, Nebraska. But after the encounter, she accused him of raping her and threw her cell phone at him. The two got into an argument that turned physical, and Joshua then claimed to have left Tyler at the dock around 2 a.m. before going to his dorm to take a shower. The dock where he claimed to have left Tyler just so happens to be the same dock where the other Peru student said that Joshua assaulted her at on Halloween. Many people believe Josh murdered Tyler and dumped her in the Missouri River, but he continued to deny this, leaving Tyler's case stagnant. In March 2012, Joshua was found guilty of the 2008 rape. He was sentenced to 15 to 20 years in prison and would be eligible for parole in 2018. In 2012, Tyler's mother filed a wrongful death suit against both Joshua and Peru State College. After Joshua's first arrest, Tyler's family learned that Joshua had been in trouble with the school before Tyler disappeared. The week prior to Tyler's disappearance, the school's director of campus security recommended that Joshua should be expelled. He was failing classes, had caused property damage after kicking the door of his dorm room in, and he had been accused by 2 other students of sexual harassment. Despite all of this, the school administration allowed Joshua to finish the semester. The lawsuit filed by Tyler's mother claimed that Joshua should have been expelled before Tyler's disappearance, but because the school allowed him to stay, Tyler became Joshua's next victim. In 2013, a judge declared Tyler as dead even though her body had not been found. In 2015, the judge dismissed the lawsuit against the school, citing that there was no way the institution could have foreseen that he was a risk for violent behavior. However, the judge did rule in favor of Tyler's family in a suit against Joshua. The family was awarded over $2 billion in damages, but since Joshua is incarcerated without any steady income, it is unlikely that Tyler's family will ever receive any payout. In October 2017, Joshua was charged with the first-degree murder of Tyler Thomas. After the news of his arrest got around, a man by the name of Corey, who spent time behind bars with Joshua in 2011, came forward and said that Joshua told Corey that he killed Tyler and disposed of her body. He also reportedly told Corey that they would never convict him because they will never find her body. Joshua pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder and went to trial in early 2020. A jury deliberated for 9 hours before convicting him of the lesser offense of second-degree murder. He was due to be sentenced in April 2020, but due to the pandemic, this delayed his sentencing until July 2020. Joshua was sentenced to 71 years in prison.